see if anyone comes in. Because this is where I've spent my weekend, in bed. But I'll just give it a little bit. A few minutes. Oh my god. My book is falling apart at the seams. I think everyone feels they're falling apart at the seams. Oh. And if I sound a bit nasally, it's because I am. There we go. Right, so I'm just going to get this out of the way because I don't know, it might be too early for people, but I'd like to say happy Ostara. Now, I was going to be celebrating it today by doing some egg painting, and I was supposed to get some twigs to do some little nests with me and Finn, but... Hi Rachel, but I was poorly yesterday. It started coming on Friday, and then I've been dead nasally. I've been sat here in bed all yesterday, never moved, never got out of bed. I've just been arting in bed. That's why I've got all my stuff all over my bed, because yeah, I came down with something. No, it's not the you-know-what, even though most people say, have you had the... Did you need to go and get tested? No, because I get this twice a year. And I was feeling really tired a few weeks ago, a week or so ago. So I knew something was going to come up. And because it's the crossover, I would call it, between, you know, changeover in seasons, you know, we're going into spring, I always get a bit of a sort of cold, flu-like symptoms. Yeah, just a spring cold. Exactly, spring cold in spring. Every time we cross over in seasons, I get like a cold. Flu-y symptoms a little bit, because yesterday when I was walking downstairs to go and do stuff for Finn, and he's been really good, my body was aching. I was achy yesterday, today I'm not. It was all in my head yesterday, today it's not, it's just here. So I know it's going away. It normally takes about 2 to 3 days to pass. And my fellow was like, do you need me to get you any medicine? Yeah, same here. Do you need me to get you any medicine or anything? I'm like, no. My sister came to take Finn out yesterday and she's like, do you need any? I'm like, no, I don't take stuff. I just sort of deal with it. Obviously, unless it was really bad, I'd deal with it, because it was all up here. And I just thought, if I just stay in bed all day and just draw and just rest, I go to bed early, which is what I did do, I'll be fine. I had a hot bath last night with my, didn't have any Epsom salt, so I had my Himalayan pink salt, the big jar that I showed a few weeks ago, with a load of essential oils. I think it was lavender and I can't remember, it's a mixture anyway. And I did that, and then I got back in bed and just chilled out. So if I sound nasally, that's why. But like I said, I've just spent most of the day in bed, so I thought I'd get up today, get washed, get dressed, because I didn't do that yesterday. I didn't do anything, didn't get dressed, didn't put makeup on, didn't do anything. But my fella's like, I'll come round later, because he's working today. I'll come round later and I'll cook you all like a Sunday dinner. So I was like, oh, thanks, and look after you if you need to be looked after. And like, I'm feeling better, but it's nice for someone to come round and do you know, your tea for you. Then I don't have to bother with that. That's nice. So yeah, if I'm a bit sniffly, that's why. So some of you might be the same. I don't know. Rachel's saying that she's the same here. So it's not the you know what. It's just a spring cold that a lot of people out there seem to forget that we get things yearly, and we used to get things yearly, but everyone's gone batshit crazy and thinks that as soon as you've got the sniffles or something, it's something else, and it's like, no, it's just a seasonal change. And I get hay fever, so it started off like hay fever on Friday when I went to bed, well, in the morning, because I was getting it in the morning at night, itchy eyes, itchy nose and all that, and I'm like, oh no. And then I knew something was going to come on. Yeah, change of seasons for me. Mine's always a change of season, so I don't know if anyone else apart from Rachel has been feeling like that, but I have. And maybe that's why people will probably go running off somewhere to go and get something, because they think it's something else, when it's like, change your seasons, people. That's what I go off, and that's how, I don't go batshit crazy thinking, oh my god, it's something else, when this used to happen to me all the time anyway. And it's like a 2 to 3 day thing, like feeling like, started on Friday, it's the third day today, and I'm starting to feel better. It's just in my nose, which will go. So like I said, happy Ostara, and that's why I didn't get round to doing the things I wanted to do for Ostara today, because I didn't get out to get the sticks, and it doesn't mean I can't not do it. I can still do it, but I did do. But celebrating Ostara anyway. Yeah, rest and self-love, exactly. Representing or celebrating Ostara anyway. I was doing this. Hi, Renee. I was doing this picture the other day for Ostara, because it's, all about springtime. Ostara's the day when the dark and the light is the same. Balance. It's the same. Hi, Rainbow Wizard. It's the same amount of daylight to night time and all that before it crosses over into spring. So I just thought I'd do this sort of like springy time picture. Oh no, it's not got eggs on, but my other one has. So we've got like the sun, we've got like Mother Earth represented here, holding a big sort of bowl of bulbs, seeds and flowers coming up, little seeds there, flowers, bulbs. Got the daffodils, like I said the other day, because they just remind me of the sun anyway, because they're so bright and cheery. And then it says, oh, Stara, and it says, as she wakes up, so do we. We're more vibrant in spring, summer, so, I sort of did this to represent Ostara, and you've got, like I said, the moon and the sun, so you've got like the balance between the same time of light and the same time of dark on this day. And it's different in different places, because the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere is different. I think the southern hemisphere, you say September for Ostara, but it sort of trickles in today over 3 days, so you can sort of celebrate for 3 days if you want. But I did that representing and celebrating, even though I didn't get to do the things I wanted to do, because I've not been feeling well over the weekend, as I just explained. And then there was another picture I was doing for Ostara as well, which I will finish off, was the hair. If you know about the hair and the moon, and if you know about all this stuff, then you'll know. But I've not coloured it in yet, so that was Ostara again, and it's got eggs at the bottom. And Easter eggs, there's quite a few different stories to do with the hair, but they're all beautiful. And it says dark and light in balance at the top. So I will be colouring that in, and I will show you when I've finished it. But and then I'm going to show you my big book, because I did think I entitled this chat a picture paints 1,000 words, because this is why I would say artwork's very important to me. You can put something up, you can say words sometimes, and people like misstrued, is that the right word, misstrued, they twist and things, and lots of words mean the same things or whatever, but a picture can tell a lot. But then again, a picture can convey different things to different people. It depends what you think you're seeing, what your perception is of what you think you're seeing. But I'm just going to go through again of what is that? Of what this book, I don't know if this book was started last year or the year before, I can't remember, and I only go in it now and again. So I'm going to show you again the words that were put in it, and the one that I'm painting today. You're poorly. Oh, I hope you. Yeah, I was just saying, Rainbow Wizard, I'm getting better. I was quite ill yesterday, but I just said it's the spring cold that I always get, like Rachel just said. Yesterday couldn't really move. When I got out of bed, I was just achy all over. Today, the ache's gone. The ache in my head's gone. It's just snuffly nose. So it's not the you know what, it's just the seasons change over. That's what I always get. Starts like hay fever, and then, so I know after today I'll be fine. So yeah, Spring equinox and autumn equinox, my favourite season. So much change in nature. Yeah, and the change within us, and this is what's happening because we are, what's the word, I can never say this word, symbiotic with nature. I can never say that word. It's that time of year, yeah. Yeah, it's that time of year, but other people will think it's something else. Like, did you not used to get this the year before and the year before that and the year before that and the year before? Yeah, I get it about twice a year. And just roll with it. I don't take anything for it. I just roll with it. So I just decided to stay in bed like this with toilet roll and all my drawing books and all my artwork, and that's what I did. So, we'll just have a look again at the words and pictures on this book if we can see. I'll pull it up a little bit more because I'll show you what I've been drawing over the weekend. So it's just funny again, like I said, to look back. You know, we've got being a sovereign being, because you are a sovereign being when you know, to me you're fully in your own game, you're fully in your own story, you're fully in your not listening to others and doing your own thing, and not actually getting involved in the arguments, which we've all got involved in. Right, hang on a minute. Right, I'm doing something. What you want? Yeah, I am. I'm just finishing this off, okay? Yeah. You eating your things? Yeah. Oh, you look like Superman with that one. Kids and animals, but that's Finn checking if I'm alright. Get disturbed now. It won't be a long chat. Because I've got to make a move. But sovereign being, you know, we all get involved in arguments and things that are going on in the world, but a sovereign being means to me not to get involved in that. That's why I've been saying to people, it's okay to be aware of what's going on in the world, but you don't need to be that involved where you're screaming at other people and going on with yourself. I've done that years ago. I mean, everyone's been through that phase. Everyone's been through their awakening. I think I put up something yesterday on the community page. You can't go on at people when you were at that stage as well. We've all been there. We've all been there, but people seem to forget that they've been there. There was a point when they woke up and they got angry and screamed about stuff and they went and did stuff out there in the world, or they didn't. And they seem to forget about that. You know, they don't let other people go through the emotions and everything of it all. It's just knowing that your emotions and your thoughts are not you. You can go with you can feel your emotions. You are here to feel, but they don't control you. They don't control you. You are sure you did not travel around Wuhan, your dreams. No. No. Pardon? Wait, puzzles are downstairs. Right, we'll do them in there if you've took them in there. I want to show them. Well, we're not doing that because I'm doing this, thank you. We'll do it later. Right. I want to show them. No, because it doesn't go over there. Finn. Hi, Zal. Yeah, I hadn't been over Wuhan in my dreams. No, it's just a spring cold. So hopefully I can show you this without Finn. It's disrupting. So I've got this thing. Let's see if I put it in this thing. So yeah, people have got to remember that because everyone woke up at some point and are still waking up, and it's not our job to go shouting at people and arguing with people and telling people this, that and the other. So like I said, we've got if I can show this, but we've got all that, and then we've got to be mindful, put your intentions, and I don't even know what that says at the bottom. Soul expansion, sacred sunshine, empowering women, divine feminine energy, that's with the men as well. Trust in you, it says up here. What else have we got? Oh yeah, up here it says, with information comes great transformation. You are being a beautiful butterfly. Ooh, which makes me laugh because I've got to do an art picture on what I saw yesterday when I was a bit, you know, off and tired of a vision that I saw, which I'll share in artwork. We've got up here, be the light, like lighthouse. That represents somebody as well out there in the world, but it also represents you. Got the butterfly for transformation. Connect with others who want to live mindfully. What else have we got? It says up here, this is for a lot of people, both fear and intuition produce gut responses. The trick is understanding which of those inner voice, which of those inner voice is doing talking. Hi Lois. And then the next page, what did we have anything else on that? Yeah, and then the next page, I'm just showing you what I'll show you what I've done in a minute. We are the bridge to other worlds of consciousness. Go within, close your physical eyes and see with your mind's eye. That's what the one eye is on here, and that's all the consciousness around in everything. Speak to the universe, it will answer you. This was out of a vision, and this alien face was out of a vision as well. Not with the eye on its head, but the big eyes and the big, like that. It says energy, frequency, vibration. Connect through energy, frequency, and vibration. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Some of these I haven't coloured in. I really need to colour them in. It's like a massive colouring book, but my own. I'm just trying to... I can't really lower this any lower, so... put everything and everything... Part of everything and everything is a part of us. As we know, we're all connected to everything, because everything is energy. We've got this going on with a fairy and different energies about, like the orbs, that's what they represent. You've got the lady, I'll have to paint this with she's touching a fairy, and a bit of a spherical orb going on there, energy field. Love builds a bridge. We are all connected. If you believe, you will see it. And then we have this one. I was reading it back today and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I put that. So it says, times, and this was from the other year, time's changing, the times are changing, the time is right, the time is now. And then it's got this picture of people walking through a tunnel in the light, and it says, when someone is in a dark place, we know this is not a good thing. And when we glimpse the light at the end of the tunnel, this is a good thing. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on what your heart sings about, frequency and vibration. Golden, orange, magenta and violet, they're the colours that I saw. This was a meditation, a vision. We got merge, one frequency, and that's representing female and male energy, because they are all into one anyway, both part of each other. It says the path we walk can be dark at times, but here is light. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Time is going so fast. What is time? As we know, it works differently here. And then it says, at the top it says, the merging of above and below is happening. And then we have this one, which was Finn's meditation last summer. And he saw everybody in the world, the whole world, loves each other. And that's what he said, if you remember. Healing through nature, night sky and campfires, because that's what we were doing a lot of last summer. We were doing a lot of campfires. And then it says, a pigeon, some people could say a pigeon looks pretty grey. Finn! Not that, thank you. Not that, thank you. That horrible noise. Slow down and look closely. You'll see that the humble pigeon hides beautiful layers and glorious colours and texture in its apparently plain feathers, because it does. If you look at a pigeon, it's got purples in it, greens, all sorts of different oily colours. Do you know what I mean by oil? When you see a lot of all them colours in oil. Is it oil? And then we've got whispers in there as well. Finn's little picture of the chakras the other way round. But he didn't know this, he just did it. And when the red's in his feet as the root chakra, the root actually does expand to your feet. So he was right. And then he's got the green heart chakra. He did this by himself. He just came in and I was like, oh, no way. And then we've got love yourself and be kind to yourself, which I had to do this weekend because, like I said, I've not been well. And then learning about energies to transform, transmit, transform, and transition. Be the light, which was that one. Right, I'm just going to have to go and tell Finn again. Oh, yeah, Finn is. Right. Yeah, Finn is intuitive, and intuitive is the voice that is quiet and normally comes when you're doing things like in the shower and stuff like that. Not like screaming. It's not the voice that screams at you. That's the ego. It's not the voice that comes loudly. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this bloody thing up. Yes, have a heavy head migraine. Oh, Lois, we were just saying I've just had a bit like a migraine, but I had flu symptoms, but it wasn't the you know what, we're just saying it's the spring cold that I always get every year. And it was all in here. And when I was walking up and downstairs to try and sort Finn out, it was just achy, but it's better today. It's just in my nose now, so 2 to 3 days. As usual, as usual. And then to be spiritual does not mean you can't talk about society's shadows to extend. They need to be seen and talked about, which is they do need to be seen and talked about. They don't need to be screamed about. But that is what's happening in the world with everything, because you'll see a lot of rallies going on all over the world yesterday. Loads of people doing different rallies. Hi Welsh Babe, hi Danny, hi everybody who's in. And there's people doing that thing where they will go out and do certain stuff and scream about certain stuff, and that's fine, that's where they're at, that's where they're meant to be. But it does need talking about, because just like your shadows need unearthing and talking about, it's the same thing as within, so without. With me thinking we do not even have peace on earth and people walking around in masks are afraid to breathe here. World leaders have vaccine war between. Yeah, we all know, Danny, that's a part of what's going on. It's a part of waking the people up as well. People in fear, countries think it's a shame we do not even. Yeah, the thing is with peace on earth is the peace comes from within. And when everyone's feeding into what's projected out there from mainstream media, for example, because they're one of the biggest illuminists out there, and illuminists, not illuminists, the biggest what's the word? Magicians, projector screen, but I'm thinking of the word. Oh, what's the word? Illusionists out there, because their illusions are what they project through mainstream media, through films, through documentaries, through the thing, illusionists, through the Illuminati, well, they are part of that as well, to project out there to the masses, and the masses believe it. As we all know, this is part of that matrix. They are the matrix, they are the matrix system. I was talking to someone about this the other day, a lovely Anya. They are the matrix system. They are the matrix. That's what they put out, and the people believe it. Just like in the Matrix film, we're not literally waking up in a slime pit and unplugging ourselves from big plugs. People think that we're just sort of like that sort of thing. We're unplugging ourselves. Well, we are unplugging ourselves. That just means stop looking, stop focusing on things like the news and go within. Some people literally think they're going to wake up in a slime bath pod thing, like in the film The Matrix. It's like, no, it's just trying to show you. It doesn't actually really mean that you're in a virtual reality, as in the way they've shown it there, if anyone gets what I'm saying. But they are the ones that chuck the illusions out. And we all know that Hollywood, the holly stick means a wand. That's where people get confused with the whole witchy thing or magician thing. We're all magicians at the end of the day, but their magic they use isn't real. It's fake. It's what they put out by film, by the media, tricksters. Um, that's how they do it, as most of us know. So anyway, moving forward, let's see. Oh yeah, we had this one, which was gonna have to go lower now. Lower. This one was the a picture I did. See, this comes within me without, and I was like, oh, I don't know what it is. And then when I drew it, it's like higher self, connecting to higher self. That's why hair's going up. And this is what we're all, doing, connecting to our higher self. So we're not acting. We're not acting through our. Yes, Janine. Don't know if the people on MSM is from the same universe. Some days. Well, they're not. They're not the people we are they? They're not the soul sucking, dead behind the eyes zombies, aren't they? If you get what I'm saying. But connecting to your higher self means more and more to me today than when you're connecting to higher self. You're not getting triggered and acting out of emotions and acting out of thoughts that are only thoughts, and emotions are only emotions. They're not actually you. Yes, you came here to feel emotions, but you don't act off them, because sometimes if you're acting off them and your thoughts, sometimes that doesn't work out well, because they're not actually you. That's not you. They're just emotions and they're just thoughts. So when you're taking a higher perspective of things and trying to look, like I said before, when you're writing in your journal or you're trying to reflect and you're trying to look, what is it that's actually triggering you off and why, it's a lot easier to work out that you can go through your emotions like we all do, but your emotions do not control you. So a lot of people out there that, you'll see out in the world that they're letting the emotions control them and they're reacting in retaliation or whatever it is. I've done it before in the past. When you're younger, you do certain things because you think, there's certain things going on from, like, when you're younger, like I've said, go through all ages, up to teenage years, up to in the young adult to an adult, and when you start reflecting back on why and what, and you look back, you're like, yeah, I was really only, you were really only sort of reacting off your emotions or your thoughts. Thoughts that you were thinking because something's came in, or you've watched something, or someone said something. Your emotions because you're going through this feeling of whatever it is, which, like I said, it's okay to feel, but you are not your emotions and thoughts. That isn't you. Yeah, don't believe everything your mind tells you. Yeah, and that's another thing, Rachel. There's a lot that think that just because your mind, you're hearing something in your mind, it's the truth. Not always. That can come in from many different places. And you've got to tune into this to know if that's real or not. Personally, that's how I see it. Anyway, then we had this one I've not finished off yet. This big drawing. And then we had this one, which had a lot of wealth for all, which is abundance for all. That doesn't mean money, that means wealth as in your health, your mindset, love, everything. Peace, happiness, compassion, joy, health. We're all trying to put our jigsaw pieces together. Everybody's is different. Everyone's got their own book of life. We don't all do one way as somebody else. As I've said before, there's a lot of people that think you can only do it their way, and if you're not doing it their way or speaking the way they speak or whatever, it's bullshit, or your fake light or whatever it is. It's like, no, you do it your way. It's all about frequency, and I think there's a lot of people that still don't understand out there about that. You know, consistency in your frequency. It says here as well, questioning everything and putting the jigsaw pieces together for yourself, by the way. Doesn't always mean it's going to fit. My jigsaw piece isn't going to fit in somebody else's. He's doing jigsaws in there, actually. Jigsaw puzzle. So this is what people need to get over. I have the jigsaw pieces to my puzzle, what I'm trying to work out with myself, because it is about me and it's about you and it's your path, not, do you know what I mean? So a lot of people are going, oh, you know, you've got your puzzle, but they want to stick their puzzle in your pit, and it's like, no, that your piece of your puzzle isn't for me, it's for you. So stop trying to stick your puzzle in my jigsaw piece. It's not going to happen. It's not got the same picture on it. It's not got the same shape. It doesn't fit because it was meant for me and it wasn't meant for you. A bit like when I got the blue beam facing on my community page, and that's just been another massive connection on my path, spiritual path lately, is people are like, oh, it looks evil and it looked like that. Yeah, it probably did to you because it wasn't a message for you. It was a message for me. Hi, Ricardo. Hi, everybody who's coming in. Yeah, I do feel better, thank you. And it's a bit like the blue being. People can believe that or not believe it, or see it as this, see it as that, see it as evil, see it as well. That's fine because it's my jigsaw puzzle piece. It's not everybody else's. There's a lot in chat will probably understand. I was talking to Anya the other day, and hopefully I'll be doing a chat with her on her channel soon. She just mentioned the other day we actually got speaking to each other through StreamYard, and she was like, yeah, I'm getting this connection with, like, a lot of people are talking about blue beans, and I'm like, oh, what? Like, I've had connection with blue, you know, we could call it Archangel Michael energy, whatever, but blue, and a lot of other people out there who are healers and into energy, and even Paul Boyes. I was speaking to him, texting him a few weeks ago behind the scenes, and he was like, the blue and Archangel Michael energy, and I'm like, funny how I'm connecting to a lot of people who have this connection. Doesn't mean everyone has to. I'm just saying, in my jigsaw puzzle piece, I'm connecting with a lot of people with that energy. And they were like, no way, I was getting this message, you know, somebody said, and it's like, no way, have you just said it? And then when I showed them the picture, they were like, wow. And if nobody knows what I mean, I'll bring the picture up now if you didn't go over on the community page to have a look. I will go and try and find it. But this is what I mean about jigsaw puzzle pieces. You've all got your puzzle. You're all putting your pieces together. Some of you may be quick at putting it together. Some of you may not. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of people who like to scream out there because they're not it's like they're not wanting people to put the jigsaw pieces together. Obviously, we know why. They don't want it all connecting to see the bigger picture. Which I'm not really bothered about the bigger picture. I know that that's going to be fine. I don't know what form or whatever it is, none of us do. Everyone can sit out there and say they do. We don't. I know it's good. I feel it. I don't know what it looks like or what form. I know what forms we're putting out there, but I just think that's just a beautiful surprise at the end of the day, which it should be, because it wouldn't be worth it in the end if you knew what the end result was. You probably wouldn't bother working towards it. You probably wouldn't be bothered to be working on yourself, which is what we're all doing, which is what we're all here to do. This is why we're all here. I need to go and blow my nose in a minute. Dolly Daydream, cheers, love, greetings to all soul family members in chat. Thank you, Major Face Palm. So let me go and blow my nose. I'm not going to do it in here. You doing your puzzles? forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Yeah, so it's like mind your own jigsaw piece puzzle game. You know, mind your own. Don't get involved with other people's. It's like, just do yours. Oh yeah, I'm looking for me blue being. Yeah, I've had a spring cold. I got it Friday. It was bad yesterday. Couldn't heavy head. I'd stay in bed all day, but I've literally stayed in bed all day with me art stuff, which I'm about to show you what I drew yesterday. Heavy head and all that. But it's a spring cold. It's not, people go, oh my God, you've got, like, no, it's not. I get it twice a year. People have lost their brain cells and can't remember that we all used to get, it's because it's the coming over into spring. So at the seasons changes, I always get like a bit of a cold for about 2 to 3 days. But it's gone now, the achiness, it's just in my nose. So that's fine. I didn't go into fear like, oh my God, I must have the thing. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll just deal with it naturally. Listen to my body and rested. I went to bed early, which was good. Because I've been going to bed late sometimes, so I knew something would probably pop up as well because, got to look after yourself, haven't you? Let me see if I can find this picture. So yeah, so for me personally, connecting with the blue energy was, can't remember where it was now. Exactly, the change of seasons, people forget that. They forget, oh, I've got a cold, I must have the what. It's like, no, when the seasons change, we get a bit of a change within ourselves. We get colds and stuff. It's like, they don't normally last for long. But we've had that, since time dot, so I don't know why people all of a sudden think it's to do with something else. So, well, that's people in fear of what the mainstream are putting out. You'd go out and people are like, God, you're even scared of sneezing or anything, or anyone will think you've got, I get hay fever, so that was coming on as well. I get hay fever, which makes me laugh if you're shopping and you think, oh God, I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Everyone will look at you. Right, so the blue beam, for anyone who didn't see this the day I spoke about it, that came up on my camera, see the face? Clearly eyes, nose and a grinning mouth with a neck. Some people saw it as really scary, and that's fine. And that's all right, but the message wasn't for them, it was for me. And people see what they want to see and also what you are. If you're a fearful person and think everything's bad, then you're probably going to see that. But that was when I was giving thanks at my back door, bare feet on the cold floor, giving thanks, giving gratitude to the sun. I was sort of speaking to myself while I was out there, giving gratitude for spirit guides and everything and stuff that was going on. And I got that in. So, which I have been connecting with. I caught that on camera. I was so amazed. When I went back after, I was like, whoa, ooh. But personally, it was a message for me, for what I've been connecting to. Like I said, there'll be naysayers out there. There'll be people that say this, that, and the other, because a lot of people, sometimes they want to see something or bring something in, and people get jealous, and, or they want to say it's evil because maybe that's where they're at with certain stuff. They think everything's bad, and they want to put people down of like, oh, it's not real, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, people will say that. People will say that, but like I said, it's not their puzzle piece, it's mine. And I know personally what I have been connecting to, because I know personally what I put out in a frequency, especially when I'm on my own. I don't mean on YouTube, I mean when I'm on my own, having conversations with my higher self and stuff that's going on within me and around me and the energies that I connect with, it makes sense. So people out there can say what they want. You can't tune into something if you're not on that frequency. So a lot of people won't see things. Fair enough. So they won't see it as real, or they'll see it as evil because they've never seen it before. Well, that's because you're not taught about it and you're taught to fear. And also, people tune into many different things. People see all sorts. Some people will see ships in the sky, things in the sky, this and that, and other people won't because they're not tuned into that. I may see something and the other person may not see that, but they may be tuned into something else that I don't see, because we all have abilities I think we all have all the abilities, but I think it's the ones we tune into the most, the ones that we like. So, that's what people have got to learn, that we have these abilities. They're not scary, but I guess if you're seeing things for the first time, they can come across as scary and fearful because we're not taught about these things. So obviously, something you're not taught about, or you don't know, or you're just starting to see for the first time, is pretty weird, scary. This is when you've got to go here and feel what the energy is. Not look at it and think, oh my God, it's evil, because you're looking at something. You've got to go here to feel the frequency of it, feel the energy, the vibration of that, let's say, being energy. Not what you think through your eyes, because some things through your eyes do look different. We're all different, so other things from other dimensions would look different, but it doesn't mean they're evil because they look different. Don't judge a book by its cover. Go here. That's how I see it personally. Some people might not see it like that, but that's personally how I see it. So, and then we have this picture. I'm going to show you what I did at weekend in a minute. Enlightenment, state of being. It's your state of being, your realms of consciousness. I'm not going to a different realm. It's your realms of consciousness you're moving up in. We're not going off planet. It's your realms of consciousness. And then it says on here, light is a powerful metaphor. They're all metaphors for spiritual insight. Inner eye, third eye, inner standing, inner knowing within you. Seeing pictures of pyramids on Mars, on the moon, I think only they are created by the aliens. They keep up the people trapped and have thrown off planets. And I believe these greys are... Yeah, there's all that out there as well. And sometimes I think, yeah, maybe it is that, maybe it isn't. I mean, I've seen those things in videos, but I haven't experienced them myself, so I can't really say anything, if you get what I mean, with that sense of all this stuff that goes about. It's like a lot of people when they go through Planet Nibiru, and I never went through all that, and then they think they're going off planet and all this stuff, and I guess we'll find out in the end, but there's certain stuff I've seen, and I think, yeah, maybe, but I haven't personally been there myself. It's a bit like this super soldier stuff. I was saying to someone the other day, he had Max Spears and all that, and a lot of people say, oh yeah, they're part of this and they're part of that, and they went to Mars, and it's like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'm not going to say either way it's not true or it is true, because I haven't personally experienced that, but it doesn't mean because I haven't personally experienced it, it's not true. It's just I haven't personally experienced it, so I can't really say. And this is what people need to really look at themselves about. I will put this message out there right now to all the naysayers and everything, just because it's like I say with that example, I can go, yeah, I can see that maybe, but I'm not gonna slag it off and say, well, no, just because I haven't experienced it, because someone else has. It's just like I haven't experienced, but if that, do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's not true. It just means I haven't personally experienced it, but it's just them things that are sort of there, like, yeah, could be. I'm not saying it definitely isn't, because I haven't experienced, but other people have. And this is what I say about people experiencing different things on their path, tuning into different things, doesn't mean it's not true. It's just because somebody else hasn't experienced. So, like, for instance, the blue face, someone's not experienced that, they'll scout out, oh, Dolly Daydream's fake, and Dolly Daydream's this, and it might be just a picture she put together. I don't know. People say, because I get that all the time, and those people know who they are as well, but it's a bit like, right, I'm only sharing what I experience, and this is what I've said. My chats are just about what I personally experience. I'm not putting up what other people experience unless it's the same as mine, but I'm just putting up what I experience. If it's not true for others, brilliant. That just means they haven't experienced it. Doesn't mean it's not true, but if you get what I'm saying, sort of thing. I hadn't seen the lady in the photo, Donna Jane, but felt like the need to take a photo. Couldn't believe what was in it when I looked at her. What was that? What was that, Rainbow Wizard? All unique and absolute magical awesomeness. Yes. Yes. NASA started the helicopter. We haven't done anything because there was someone's previous life on there. We know about the NASA, don't we? Yeah. No need to fear the spirits. It is the living that do the damage. Yeah, it is. No need, exactly. No need to fear the spirits. It's the living that do the most damage, I think, They can get swayed off dark energy, dark entities, but I'm still trying to strengthen my understanding of my abilities, work in process. That's what it's all about, I feel, though. It is a work in process. Do you know what I mean? People scream out there, it's self-development, you know, and the more you start to realise what yours is, and the more you work on that, the more you'll bring it in, the more you'll understand it for yourself. It's not for anyone else. So, you know, the photo, I mean, you know, oh yeah. Sorry, I'm like, so anyway, this one was the follow, well, North Star moral compass, because this is what it's all about. Dream worker, and then we've got love, creativity, happiness, animals, wow, plants, joy, fairies, trees, magic, laughter, nature, zestiness, stars, peace, good vibes, love, fun, and whatever's there, and that's going on. We've got the water symbols, and this was Ursa Major, the big thing for me. Found out a few things about that as well. Seven Sisters at the bottom of Ursa Major's tail, which I was like, what? Number 7. And then the picture I was drawing while I was not very well yesterday, and this book is falling apart, is this one. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but this is what I mean by pictures paint 1,000 words. And I like doing pictures because you can tell what's coming out from the inner, but it's not finished yet. But I'm going to try and hold it up and show you what's going on here. Weird little women and creatures and things, and so while I was not well, I was in bed just doodling away, and putting this picture together. Got this like fairy sort of bigger lady here. You got half her face down there, but like plant hair going on, flower, big flower behind them. But yeah, you got all this going on, and it's not finished yet. But I was sort of putting that together there. And I found my t-shirt I was looking for. I did this a few years ago. Thank you. And I stitched it onto this top. Some of you will remember this. And at the bottom it says, follow your art. It was this little painting that I did, and then cut it out on canvas and stuck it on the top, like stitched it, hand stitched it on. Yeah, I did hand stitch it on the top because I was going to wear this when I did my creative videos, which I am going to be doing again. I was looking for it and I found it, so I was like, yay, follow your art, because follow your art to me means art is from the heart, and it comes through us, through source, down through us, and expressed into the world. Comes down on paper and is expressed into the world, because our life is about how we express our being and our being here. And that's how I see it. Truth, expansion, and pure love. This beautiful shirt. Thank you. Yeah, it was supposed to be. I did it ages ago, and I used to show a bit of my art because I used to do it a while back. But hang on a minute. Getting so. Ooh. And I did write today on the community page. I put a lovely little picture up, and I said, the observing of the pain, the dark, and the hopelessness that a lot of people feeling right now is a beautiful thing to observe. It's not all nice, but it will be when we disengage from the bullcrap. Make time away. Just be aware. It shows those that know this know it has to be. And it is an era of change and processing the process. Be the change you want to see in the world. It starts with you. And this is what, you know, we keep saying, if you want to see the changing in the world, you have to be the change in the world. This is why I'm saying about people arguing. People arguing with each other. People arguing on YouTube. Just like I said about the puzzle pieces before. People trying to stick their puzzle piece in other people's puzzles. Well, it doesn't fit. Well, yours isn't going to fit in mine because it's not for you. We're all working our own puzzle pieces out. Even though we're all in... You could think that you have a section of your puzzle, but that section of the puzzle fits into the bigger picture puzzle because we are all part of Source. So we're all part of that puzzle. But the section that you have is for you to work on, you to expand, you to work on thyself, to know thyself, for self-development, of coming away from thinking that you are just your feelings, your emotions and your thoughts and thinking and letting them control you. Go through your emotions. You're allowed to feel them. You're here to feel your emotions. You're here to do all that. But they are not you. They don't control you. So there's no point arguing with people, coming away from that. I've come away from that. There's no point arguing with people. I'm not talking about on YouTube. I'm talking about out there in the world, even though it does come on YouTube as well, because there is a lot of infighting going on, as we know, if you look round. But that's just because it is happening on the outside world, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul, is all happening at the same time. And people have got to realise that. So like I said, you have your own puzzle piece that fits into the bigger picture, but you need to work your piece out. What you came here to do, what your soul, it's about soul retrieval and what lights you up, not what lights somebody else up. Because if you're too busy focusing on someone else and trying to think, oh, maybe that, it's not going to light you up, is it, if it isn't your thing? You've got to find out what lights you up. Mould that piece of the puzzle to better yourself. Yeah, that's all you're doing. You take little bits of things that resonate and things that help you, and you can mould them into your being because it helps you. The other bits you let go. That's why we're always talking about letting go of the past. There's a lot of people that are still living in the past. They're still harping on about the past. It's like, that's not where we're at though. That's not where we're at. You've got to let go of the past. I think I put a thing up today about justice. Justice is coming, and justice will come for the past. But justice is just is. It just is, and that is there. You can't fix it. It's just there to help you move if you can. It's there to help you catapult. It's there if you choose to, because we all have free will. If you want to sit in it and stay in it, that's up to you. It will take you longer. But yeah, I pulled a card out today and it was a justice card, and it says a couple of cards from reading this morning. This is on my community page. If you go over my community page over the top of my channel, you'll see. A reading from this morning. Justice is coming. This just came to me this morning. Justice is coming, not just to the outer world, but within you and your inner world healing. Justice. Learning the past is just the past. Justice, as in just is. It just is. If you get what I'm saying, just is. So let go. All there to make or break you if you let it. It doesn't need fixing. It just needs to be let go of. It's just is. That's how it was, and there it will stay, because the past isn't now, so don't live in it. The sun, oh yeah, and then we've got the sun card. So the sun, you are the light, it comes from within. That's the gold within you, alchemy, baby. When you learn to let go and not let thoughts and emotions rule you, and I put in brackets, feel them, but not rule you, and you can shine your light like the sun. You show the gold within you, the spirit, God light, and others can't touch you because you found your gold within. So, absolutely. Only ego pushes. Yeah, spirit, assistance in love. Yeah, because the ego is the one that shouts at you and tells you to do something and tells you to react in a certain way. It'll shout and scream at you. That's not intuition or anything like that. That's ego. Intuition is very it talks very soft, quietly, and it's normally when you're in the shower or you've just gone off doing something and something comes in. But the ego will scream and shout, and it's quite loud. And that doesn't mean people who are loud and chatty, because there's people out there who think that's a thing. It's that comes in. It's not the thing that screams and shouts within you. It's the one that is the it's quite gentle. Got to go, heading out for a spring walk shortly. Oh, bye Lois. So yeah, hope you all have a lovely day. Catch up soon. Love you, Yakata family. Thank you. So yeah, there was a few things over on my community page. Takes years to merge. It does take years to merge, and I think people think and it's an ongoing thing as well. And this is why I say to people, don't worry about it. I think there's people who think like, I don't know, it has to be done in a. And what's going on now with the outside world? I think there's a lot of people who think that that's just going to be all done. It's not, because it needs work doing on. And people will soon realise as well, even all the stuff that's going on in the world. Hi Indigo, even all the stuff that's going on in the world that doesn't seem good. People have got to learn to let that go. When they find out, they're going to have to learn to let go of it, because we can't stop what went on in the past with certain things that people are coming across, with different things, the kids and stuff like that, and all sorts. There's all sorts. It's very deep. It's about the now and how, when the world, because they are waking up to it, and how we move forward is I don't know what the right word is the peace that will come within, because it's not like we're saying we're forgetting about what happened, but we will let go of it, because all we can do is what's in the now and the future of knowing what went on in the past, and unearthing it so people can see, because that's what's happening. That's the unearthing in yourself, of you as well, and looking at it and letting go, as in, like I said, not forgetting, just letting go of, right, we can't go around screaming and shouting back, we've got to move forward. But because it's brought up to the topsoil, let's say, everyone can see it, the light's got shone on it for everyone to see, and that's how things change. And because people will see certain things, and it's not just that, and within themselves, they'll realise that, it's never going to happen again. Because if everybody's aware of what went on, nothing can be hidden again, if you get what I'm saying. So that's how I see it. Yeah, fear, false evidence appearing real. Exactly, that's what they say fear is. FEAR, false evidence appearing real. Exactly. Because we all know a lot of the stuff they put out as well, what they're trying to hide and trying to twist it, is false evidence appearing real. It's a bit like me saying I've been, a bit off this weekend, a bit ill, especially yesterday. Other people will see that as, oh my God, you've got, what? Oh my God, you need to go and get a test, you need to go and get a jab, because the news have been saying this and you might have got it. It's like, no, it's called a spring cold. That I get every year, and I've got since whenever, not in fear, didn't think, oh my God, didn't go in crazy mode of like, oh my God, I need to run out and get something. Though, those that watch the media and believe it will do, because they seem to forget that they got things before this even started. So, so before I go, how are you all feeling? Because I feel a lot better talking to you lot. But like I said, I will be finishing this picture off. Because like I said, pictures hold 1,000 words. You will see in many pictures what you want to see. But I'd like to know what you all think of this picture. What do you see in this picture? It's not finished. It's not that anyone's right or wrong. But this is how I say, certain people's artwork we know is out there, high up artwork that is quite evil when you look at stuff. Podesta's artwork, if you know what I'm talking about. But you should be able to tell when people are doing artwork. And it doesn't always mean, I'm not saying because some people put dark looking artwork out there, it means it's evil. It doesn't, because that's just emotions. But there are some artwork out there that, if you know what I'm talking about, with people that have put stuff about kids out, it's like, that's not what you think it is. But it paints 1,000 words. So yeah, I sound better than I did at the beginning. I'm just a bit snuffly. So yeah, everyone's coming together as one to show possibilities. Exactly, Effie. I see Patricia says, beautiful blessings to all. See a spiritual gathering. Yeah. I see fairies representing each element of nature. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see that as well. Anybody else? I know it's not finished. It's got like bits that I've got to go up here. We've got the hand, and I'm just trying to hold it. It's a big book and it's falling apart. Anybody else want to have a go at what they see? There's no wrong or right. Fairies and mermaids in the Great Flower. Yeah, Danny likes the mermaids. It's funny because I watched someone the other day and I don't know who it was. I think it was Magenta. And she had someone on and said, you're like a mermaid, Memarian or something. Mermaid, not a siren. Said, speaking to the high self, said there were sirens. Not a siren isn't bad, just a siren isn't putting a siren, putting a call out there. Like some people say, oh, siren was bad, but mermaid energy. But because this person was a singer. Fairies and mermaids in a great flower. You said it better than me, Patricia. Yes. Avalon anew. Yeah. Anybody else want to have a go? You've got the hand. This is my hand I drew around, actually. uh, the connections. And I also had, what was the one before it? I've not finished yet. This one. A bit similar. Earth, air, fire, water and spirit. That's what that stands for. This book is falling apart in the middle. But yeah, I'm going to quite like this when it's finished. And I will come and show you when it's finished because I'm going to be doing more art, as in messages. But yeah, so I don't know what you all saw in that. But I'm glad some of you commented what you saw in it. So yeah, I've got a few more ideas that came when I was not well because I just stayed all day in bed, didn't move. And the house is a tip now of what I didn't tidy up, so I've got to get that going. But now I can move and my head's not heavy. That's okay. It's just bunged upness. So like I said, my fella's coming round later to do my tea, my dinner for me. It's, do you know what? And I've got some cards to do before I go. I absolutely love it. It sounds mad. I've never been with anyone before that's been so caring and so like, they went and did something yesterday out with friends, this charity thing. I couldn't go, but it was this walk, but just checking up on me and like, you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm all right. You know, I'll just I'll be all right. I'll be in bed. I'm drawing. I'll get an early night, which I did, so I feel better for that. It's just like, I'll come round tomorrow and look after you and Finn, and you know, I'll do you Sunday dinner and that, so you don't have to do anything. I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then the little things in life, like I put in your picture, everything in your picture flow, Dolly. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. I see many facets of the same spirit. Yeah, because we are all everything. Hi, Vicky. Thank you, Indigo Ray. So then, I did put on my community page, the biggest, cutest energy that I had to sit and absorb in was sat the other day, and my fella was round, and we were having a bit of a film night with Finn, and we were sat there, and at one point, Finn was sat in between us, because it's not his dad, remember, and Finn picked his arm up and put his hand round the back of my fella's neck to give him, you know, a cuddle white. So he's got his arm there, and at the same time he's holding my hand, and he's like, and he's watching telly. And I clocked this, you know, I was aware. I was watching him do it, and I was like, oh. And then I sort of looked, and my fella looked at me, and we were both like, oh, you know, meaning it's cute. And then he turned back to the TV and was watching the film with Finn, and I was just looking at them two going, because my fellow was smiling, he was sat there smiling because, you know, he had done that, and I was just like, oh my God. Ugh. That bit of awareness and mindfulness and seeing that is like massive, you know, and I drank that energy in, if you want to say. I just looked at it and breathed it in like, oh my God, the little things in life. Do you know what I mean? That was beautiful. And that's what more people have got to be looking at, being mindful of the little things that are going on around you, the budding of the spring coming up, the budding of the little flowers coming up, you know, when you see the green poking up when we go to school, and there's a little area where we go to school down a path, and somebody's got a garden, but this is on a path behind the house, and they've actually dug up an area I've talked about before as an extra garden, but they don't have to do it, but they've done it for people, I think, where they've got a penguin there, and they always dig it over and put flowers in, so when you walk down there, all these flowers start to come out. It's not even a piece of someone's garden. If everyone did this all over the world, it'd be beautiful. It's like around a lamppost the other day, I was aware someone had put flowers and crocuses and things round this lamppost. I thought if every bit of place you could just put flowers and things, it looks so pretty. And so, like, you see the colours and you're like, oh. So when we were walking through, I said to Finn, oh, look, the seeds are coming up and the sprouting and the green's coming up, and that's beautiful. When you see them things, that's a frequency we all should be tuning into. It's like, wow, it's so beautiful. Those little things in life of, oh, the change is coming in. We're going more to the light now as well. And that's how I look at things a lot, you know, not these big things. Like my mum will ring, go, oh, did you see this? And I'm like, you're not really bothered. Like I've said before, amazing moment. Yeah. Yeah, oh yes, spreading wildflowers. Yes, wild seeds. And like, I remember ages ago, me and my sister were in a country park where I went the other day, and she was with a fella, and we were walking past these bushes, and all the little birds and finches and things that go in the bushes were all like, as we walked past, and me and my sister said at the same time, because we're quite similar, we went, oh, and the fella was like, oh, what are you two like? We were like, oh, it's so cute though, listening to all the birds in the bushes. And that's being mindful of what's going on around you. You know, people forget that those things, you know, they're just like, well, yeah, what, birds tweeting in the bushes, or so what, so, like, ooh, you can see little seeds coming up, and it's like, that's the beauty, that's the beauty, that is the beauty. Beautiful bonding. I saw projects in the States where vegetables and fruits were planted in the community for all to take, and yeah, I've seen that before, and I think more of that will happen, and you can grow them everywhere. Being able to recognise those special moments makes you amazing. Yeah, it makes everyone amazing when you can recognise that. And I do recognise that a lot. So I'm going to do Sacred Rebels, because we are all sacred rebels at the end of the day. I haven't done some cards for a bit. Yeah, so internet going funny again, not surprised. Right. Let's see what we get. Sacred Rebels. Ooh. Yep. Ooh. Let's go for 3. I've got 2 here. Oh, no, I haven't. I've got 4. Right, so we've got 32, faith in the process. She's in a red thing there. That also means action. Faith in a process. Faith in the process. You've got to have faith in the process. Faith in the process was what's going on with you. I did put a community post up today saying about processing the process. Have faith in the process. The bird there I also see as spirit. You know, air, spirit. You've got to have faith in the process. It doesn't mean that sometimes it feels painful sometimes, like I did put on a community post, but you've got to have faith in the process. We all do go through pain. We all do go through suffering. We all go through trauma. No one is left out from trauma at all. But have faith in the process, that this is just a process we're going through at the minute. The next one is number 17, butterflies again. What is already within you? What is already within you? Everything's within you, you know. And that transformation is within you coming out. You have to, if you want to see the world in a better place than the light, you have to be the light. You have to be the light. You have to act, respond, speak, be the light you want to see in the world. Come away from the, you know, I've had to learn this, still I'm learning this. Come away from the arguments, the things that keep you sort of not focusing on yourself, but what is already within you. And then number 4, against the grain. A lot of us are going against the grain. This woman's underwater, but there's birds there as well. A lot of us are going against the grain, because I see water as heavenly waters above us. They're still waters, it's just different. It's not as dense. But we're all going against the grain. A lot of us are turning and going against the grain of, you know, realising what we've been taught isn't actually the truth. And when we go against the grain, this is when you get a lot of pushback, and you get a lot of pushback of people, and you get a lot of pushback of friends, family, wherever you are, if you're on platforms, because people are not seeing it the way you're seeing it, because you've woken up and seen something and you're like, well, be the change we all want. Yeah, you have to be the change you all want. To to be the change you want, you have to be that change. So you have to act, speak, be the light, be the one that isn't arguing. Speak your truth, but you don't have to be in an argument with something. Project that light out of you, project that love out of you, have more compassion for people, realise and understand where they're coming from. It doesn't mean that you have to get on with everyone. You don't. I don't get on with everyone. And you have to also realise that everyone's not going to like you. But that's fine. Everyone's at their own stages, and everyone's had something that pushes them towards why they do the things that they do. And that's okay too. But you just concentrate on you and how you want to project your light out to the world and show your light, so others can say, oh my God, like, you seem quite calm or whatever in these times. Like, what's helping you through this? Why do you not see him as mad, crazy, shouty, shouty, screamy, screamy, argumentative, whatever, in these times? And you can help people because you'll be able to, help them with that. Yeah, great cards. And then we've got number 10, releasing. Oh, I'm going to say this wrong. Is it releasing allegiances? Thinking that you have to, I've said this before, be part of something with someone or a group or whatever, and if it's not resonating with you anymore, feeling that maybe you still have to stay there because you thought you had alliances with somebody or a thing or a group or whatever, I don't know, or family or friends, just release it. Understand where they're at, where they need to be, but understand that also on your path you will start growing and expanding, and where you were at one time will fall away. It doesn't mean you're contradicting yourself, it means you're growing. So something that may have helped you at one time, or a person, or a group, or something, I don't know, whatever it is out there, it doesn't mean you have to stay in it. It can just be like, thank you, it helped me for a time. So you don't have to be an arsehole about it. It helped me for a time, thank you very much, but I'm moving forward with myself now, and this just doesn't, I feel like I'm just growing and expanding a bit more. So thank you for the time that I had, and thank you for the things that I learned, but this isn't part of me now. I'm going to move forward and move on with new things. Thank you very much. Gratitude, but I'm moving forward. So you don't have to be in allegiance with anybody, if that's the right word. You've got to follow your true north star, like I just said in there, and what feels right to you. So if you're feeling that you have to stick with something because you were friends with someone or whatever it was, and if you don't do that, it's going to look bad, or, well, if that's keeping you stuck because you feel that way, if you have to stay there, you're not going to move forward. And that doesn't always mean that you're letting go of someone or something. It means you may come back. It just means you might not see them as much, if they're a friend, because you have to go off and do a few things. And they might look at you like, oh my God, you're so bad, you're so nasty, you've done this to me, you don't want to be friends. It's like, no, I just need to go and work myself out and express and expand. It doesn't mean that you're just thinking that because you're feeling rejected, and it's nothing to do with that, and it's nothing to do with you. And it's a bit like that old saying, isn't it, of it's not you, it's me. It's not you. You're feeling sad because you're thinking it's something it's not. Like, for instance, people out there sometimes can, like, say they see the weekend I was ill. I think I did say to someone, I'd ring someone. Someone's like, oh yeah, well, someone's ringing you. Like, say my mum rang me at weekend and I've just ignored her because I'm ill and I knew I didn't really want to speak. She might think, oh God, she's being horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Then they find out. Oh, when they do find out, oh, you were ill. Oh, right, maybe that's why you didn't ring me. It wasn't because it was a thing on you. It's just like she was ill. She probably didn't have the energy when they find out. So sometimes your thoughts tell you something that aren't true. So you have got to be careful with that. Yeah, sometimes it is them. Yeah, sometimes it is. Well, yeah, in that sense, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But that's why you've got to be careful with sometimes thinking something is something when it's not. It's just because someone was maybe feeling ill or whatever it was. So yeah, you do have to be careful. I've done that Dolly laugh out loud. Yeah, we've all done it, you know, like, oh, somebody's not rang me today and they said, rah, rah, and then you find out, you know, you feel guilty when someone goes, oh, I wasn't ill, or I ended up in hospital, or I don't know, whatever it was, and then you're like, ooh, I was thinking this thing that wasn't even going on. It was because something had happened and they couldn't tell me at the time. So that's why people have got to be careful. Releasing allegiances. If your spiritual ascension is progressing faster than your mates, continue on your path. Don't wait for others. Exactly, Major Face Palm, and that's a problem with a lot of people. They, you know, there is that going on, and you can't wait around for people. It's like this thing that's going on now in the worldwide awakening. It is going to be happening over the next so many years because it's catch up time for them. But we're not going to be like, I'm just going to dangle around. We're there for them, yes, if they need questions, but we're still going to move along our path. We're not hanging around for them, but they've got a lot of time to catch up, which they will do. And a lot of people can spurt quite quickly forward when they understand what it is and they start, you know, releasing and letting go of things. So yeah, then we've got the secret language of light. And that's why there is so much confusion in the world right now, and everything that's going on everywhere, and everyone that's screaming and shouting and this, that and the other, because there's a lot of people are still not understanding themselves. Like it's like I say on YouTube, a lot of people think it's a competition. A lot of people are in the sort of like I think they think, and I'm talking about people who watch YouTube as well, think YouTube is some sort of place for popularity contest. I didn't come on here to be a popularity contest. I just came on here to speak my truth and see if anyone resonated and put a message out of positivity and just see where that took me. But I'm not into like, oh, I want to be more popular than anybody else or any other channel out there, big channels out there. It's just like, I'm quite happy with where I'm at and you guys that come in and whatever. Because to me, it was never about a popularity contest. To me, YouTube is a platform, even though we know it's been twisted and it's being used, as we know, and it's been censored too, is a platform where people go because you've got more choice than the medium. We know the medium only put what they want to put out. You've got more choice to go to find those people that you resonate with whatever it is that they're putting out. So to me, it's not a popularity contest. It's just, you can just find the people that you resonate with, you know, especially for people that don't watch TV. And you go and watch them channels, and there may be a few or a lot that you just resonate with. And there's many different ones you may watch. And that's all it has ever been. This is why we are not to judge others. Exactly, and there's a lot of judging going on. I've done it in the past, we all have. There's a lot of judging going on. And people are too busy judging others when they won't even look at themselves. We've got 18 and 18 in there. You know. I'd hate to think it was that, because I think if you thought it was a popularity test, you'd just be, I don't know, you're not really doing the things that are going to attract anything good anyway, because it's just not real, is it? And we know we learn more from our mistakes than the easier parts. We do. I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm hoping other people else do as well. I'd lose, haha. You'd lose what? You'd lose. Right, we've got one. Oh! As we were just speaking about this. I think it's the same for everyone though. We are all individual, at least I perceive other people. We are all individual, we're all unique and individual. We are part of Source, but Source wanted to experience everything. So we're part of that fractional of Source, God, experience everything. How would Source be able to experience everything in the beautiful ways that you bring it in? By fractals of itself coming here to experience everything. So we're not supposed to do it the way everyone else is supposed to do it, or, I mean, that'd be boring, wouldn't it? Hi, Julie. Oh, popular, yeah. Oh my God, and as I was just saying that, you want to see what cards just come out. Right, we've got 4 again. So with the first one we got out is awakening, because we are all awakening. You'll awaken There's a few awakenings. You'll awaken to the outer world. When you awaken to the outer world, at some point you'll awaken to yourself, the inner world, and that's where the true awakening begins. Because you are the universe. You are the universe. You are God, source, light. You are a fractal of that, and it's come to experience through you. So the awakening of the awakening, and then the awakening of the awakening of that you all are. Oh, it's 44, the expansion. You can expand out. God wanted to expand itself out wanted to expand. How could it expand? Through fractals through us. That's how I see it. Got the style and the stance, David. 44, 8, infinity, which is you. And then 38, create space. Create space within you. This is coming across to me. Create space within you. Release and let go of all that doesn't align with you, and the shit and the argue and the Release it. I've said before, it's about releasing all that. You can't create new space for new energy to come into, a new light energy to come in, a light to you. If you're full of crap and density and the past and this and that, cycling around in the same old cycle, you're not going to be able to let new energies in. This is why it's all about releasing and letting go, releasing and letting go, so you can bring the new energies into your vessel, in your states of consciousness. If you're still thinking in the old way, in that consciousness, you're not moving up to another level of consciousness, because you're not letting anything else in. You're not letting go of that old patterning. You're just in the thoughts of before. I still see this going on everywhere. People still doing the same thing, still going around in a cycle, not really focusing on what they're meant to be doing for their puzzle piece to put together. I have drawn so many original ideas this morning, just need to hold on to and harness the crazy phase of creativity into something tangible. Yeah, that's how creative works. It's crazy sometimes. It comes into something, release and let go. Yeah. While those cards remind me of the DMT experience, you will find that your subconsciousness is larger than the universe. Yes, it is, and that's what most people know if they've done DMT or something, that it is bigger than us, and there is more out there. And your subconsciousness is larger than the universe. Yeah, so we've got them in. I mean, it's funny, all that stuff, because there's people that need that sort of stuff to realise an expansion, and we are bigger, and everything is connected. And there's some people that you already know that, if you get what I'm saying. Some people can be opened up by that. It doesn't mean you have to do it to be opened up to it. Depends how you are and how you tune into things anyway. Right, I'm just going to pull, I don't know why, I'm just going to pull one out of the Witch's Tarot deck, just one, just to see if we can get an overall energy. Let's see. Is to access what you need to get to. Exactly, this is what I've always said. Yeah, it's like a virtual game, as in you take your, you have certain abilities, and then you move up a next level and you get other things that help you, and then you release them and let them go, and then you might not need them because the next level doesn't need that. It needs something else, and that's how we go on in life. That's how I see it. So when people turn around and say, you don't need books, you don't need this, you don't need that, it's like, no, we've all done that though. And then we can release and let go because we start seeing other things, and then you'll get on another level and you might use something else as a tool. I mean, it's a bit like people who would say, oh, we're spiritual, we've got crystals, we've got incense, we use this, we use that. Yeah, we do. It doesn't actually mean that you need all of it, because your imagination is one of the biggest tools out there, and the energy, the universal energy, but it doesn't mean you can't not use them. Whatever gets you from A to B and moving forward is what you take with you. There might be something that you've always used and you'll never let go of because that one thing has been very potent and just resonates, but a lot of other stuff you'll be leaving behind because you're like, don't need that now. Yeah, so there's no right or wrong way, but we do sort of use things and be like, I don't need that anymore, I'm moving up to the next level. You move up there, you'll be finding something else. So use what you need to use, what helps you, and let go of everything else that you don't. Another parrot, it's Malcolm X Jr. Treat your mind like an attic. The more you store in it, the harder it is. Yeah, exactly. That's why we've got to release and let go. There's many things I've seen over a time of awakening, a time of truthing, being in the truthing community, that and that. And I've seen stuff, and I spoke to Anya about this the other day, and like, you see so much stuff people going through, but a lot of people don't let go of it. And I'm like, yeah, I went through that. No, I didn't go through Planet the Boo Boo, didn't Red Night. I went through that, went through that. Yeah, I see that, but that doesn't, no, I don't, I just really don't, I'm letting go of that. Well, whatever. Or a bit like, yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not really bothered, but I'm not going to hold it there like it's an actual fact and it has to be. It's just like, chuck that out of the attic, release and let go. Yeah. Oh, check a message. And this also, Five of Swords, I see this as, you got the guy in white hair and he's got 3 swords. He's got what? He's got 3 in his hand. I'd say mind, body and spirit. You got people walking away and these swords on the floor and like, she's got a head in her hands. Swords is to do with thoughts. You know, if you're honing in your mind, body and spirit and getting your thoughts together and knowing what is you and what isn't you and not running off with certain things, there's a lot of thoughts out there that people are tuning into other people's thoughts and it's not doing them any good, like people turning their back on people. This woman's like, oh my God, you know, head in her hands. You have got to know who you are. What are your thoughts and not your thoughts? And get your thoughts into check. As I was saying at the beginning, your emotions and thoughts aren't who you really are. So, and I see white as, you know, higher realms. But this is what I was saying before about people arguing and going off with, setting off with the emotions and the thoughts that people are putting out there now, getting caught up in it all. Well, if you know yourself and your thoughts and that, you're going to be stood there quite proud, quite strong. He's got 3 swords, mind, body and spirit, Trinity, whatever. He's quite, you know, knowing himself, quite strong with the thoughts that he has, knowing who he really is and what are his thoughts and not his thoughts. These people don't, and there's a lot of this going about. It's not saying it's wrong, it's just saying people have got to learn to come from this to this to this sort of thing. That's the energy I was getting off that card then, which is what we were just talking about at the beginning. So I'm going to go because I'm feeling a lot better. It's just I've got a snuffly nose. The masked ones are the ones so angry. Yeah, and I'm not surprised they're so angry. I mean, you're not breathing in that good ass prana, as the lovely Ralph Smart would say. You're not breathing in the God breath, God's air, God's, you know, the thing that's free that you should be breathing in. Universal energy. Yeah, exactly. Dolly, sometimes I zone out when people are talking. It looks like I'm not listening, but really it's when I hear that someone is actually saying, I believe it's a gift. Yeah, I zone out sometimes when people are talking. Do you mean as in you zone out when someone's talking? Hang on, what did you put? Do you mean when someone's talking the truth, you sort of zone out? Or, you know, we've all got gifts, yeah. It just came in that gift from God. That's what my name means. I'm so does Dolly as well, which just cracks me up every time. Cracks me up. But we've all got gifts from God. You've got to find out what yours is. Or we've all got them. No one's not got them. No one can say out there. There's a lot of people that think they're better than others. You know, I'm better and I'm like a top guru. Listen to me. It's like you're all your own guru. You're all your own tarot reader. You're your own oracle. You are source light. So, you know, we've all got gifts and don't let anyone tell you any different. It's my turn today to send some healing. Oh, how were you the other day, Vicky, when we all sent you some healing? We all sent Vicky some healing the other day. I sent someone else some today as well. Oh, my battery's about to go in a minute. It's like I'm really listening to what they are really saying. Sounds strange. You know, I know what you mean. Sorry I had to sort Toby out. Never mind. Oh, it's alright. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, go on. We'll just have one out of the we'll have one out of the witch's wisdom as well. I did mine this morning before I go, before the battery's about to just conk out. Then I'm gonna go and try and tidy up while I'm feeling more energized before I get my dinner made in a bit, which I'm looking forward to not making it myself. He's a better cook than me anyway, so... Oh, I got this one before as well, so that's funny. Lord God, we've got masculine. Oh, I got this one before. Don't tell me the same cards are going to come out for you guys. That's hilarious. Oh, there we go. Oh, we've got Lord God. So you could say, I don't get triggered by this. Masculine. I would say there's a lot of masculine coming into the how would you say it? Masculine energy has been quite we've had a lot of the masculine energy over the feminine, but the feminine's coming in to be balanced. But I think the masculine's coming into balance as the nurturing side of the feminine energy that's in the masculine, because masculine's in feminine and feminine's in masculine. But when a lot of people said, where are the men rising? But they are in the feminine energies because it is one. And then we've got magic. Well, there is a lot of magic about, and see the rainbow coloured candles, a bit like the prophecies. We are all different colours and hues, but we are all magic because we share the God's light within us. But there is a lot of magic going on right now. The alchemy that we're all changing within ourselves, that's what alchemy is, magic. Learning how to, like I said before, learning how to master your realms of consciousness and master your chemicals that bubble up within you is your emotions and with your thoughts. So that's what you're trying to master. And then the last one we've got is death. We've got Sam Hay now, I say that word. Death. Well, there is a death going on because there's a new world coming in of the new states of consciousness. So the death of your old ways, old programming, old thought patterns, old way that we've had before of thinking, everything, things that have been that we don't need anymore because they've never actually really worked for us properly. The death of the old ways, the death of the old system, the death of the matrix, the matrix that they put on with us that I said at the beginning, the matrix, the illusion they pump out to us, the change. Yeah, death is changed. It's the death card is change. So it's the change within you of the death. So you are dying, but I don't mean physically, well, in a sense, I don't mean in that way. I mean the death of that you're leaving behind is the death. You're being reborn. Funny enough, as I said, happy Ostara, we're going into spring, reborn, renewed. That's what's going on with us all now. So that's why it's a really brilliant time to make sure you are letting go now of all this stuff as we go into this next cycle, because you don't want to be taking it with you, the same stuff. So that's why spring, we go with the seasons, we align with the seasons. So we're letting go because the new is being sprung, and we're being sprung forward. So yeah, shedding the skin, like the snake, shedding the skin, new skin, because this is where we're going with that cycle. So if you're not gonna let go of what your old cycle, your old skin, then I don't know what I can tell you. You're going to bring it into another cycle. It's just not going to do you any good. It's just going to take you round and round until you realise again. So the death of the old way, the death of the old system, it's within and without. It's happening all over. So like I said, just be aware of what's going on. I've always said this, you can look at the news, you can be aware, but you don't have your head right in it because it's not where we're going, shouting and screaming and going on and arguing. Like I said, people thinking there's certain things out there like that they're not looking at themselves. You have your puzzle pieces to your puzzle, but that little bit of a puzzle piece will fit into the bigger picture with all of us, but you need to concentrate on putting your jigsaw pieces together. So like I said, it doesn't matter what anyone else is saying about you. We had 20 and 20 there, validation. What anyone else is saying, that oh, it's not this, it's not that. Yes, it is. It is to you if it fits your puzzle piece. My blue face fits in my puzzle piece. It might not fit in anybody else's, but it fits in mine. I don't give two flying fucks what anyone else says. It's what matches up with mine. I don't want someone's puzzle piece in my puzzle that doesn't fit the shape, because it's not going to show me what's meant for me. It's just going to have this bit there that's like, what's that? It doesn't make sense. So take your piece out and go and stick it in your own, and stop sticking yours in mine. That's like I keep saying to people, stop sticking your nose in other people's businesses. It's the same thing. So as long as you're sticking your puzzle pieces together, you know, and you're finding them right pieces to put in, it will fit into the whole anyway, because we are all part of the whole. So yeah, so I'm gonna go, because I know this is about to the battery's about to go. Getting better, it seems it has something to do with the fact that my dad's oh, bless you, Vicky, I didn't know that. It will be. It will be, yeah, because you get that, you know, grief. But just know, Vicky, before I go, that you're allowed to go through your grief. You're allowed to go through the emotions. Sad emotions, you're allowed to go through all through that. You're allowed to process it, as I said in my community post before. But also think about the good emotions, as in times you would have had this, that and the other, and things like that. And just know that we don't really die. Death isn't the end. We go on to another form of energy, and he will be around you all the time. When you tune in, you will know he's there, because you'll get a feeling or a smell, or maybe you'll hear a word, or maybe you'll smile at something of a memory, and that's how you'll know that your father's still around, and he'll be you know, what's the word, clapping you on to, you know, don't stay too much in the sad emotion, but you're allowed to feel it for as long as you need to, but know that always around you. Yeah, Vicky, grief has to be one of the hardest emotions we feel. It's also one of the most empowering. It never goes away, but does become easy. Yeah, because I think the more you tune into the fact that he's not here on a physical plane, that's hard to not see him in a physical, but know that he's around you in the spiritual, just a different form of energy. He didn't have a dog, did he? Did he have a dog? Don't know why that just popped up. But yeah, he's giving you signs every day when you're crying. Yeah, and probably, yeah, he will do. And when you're crying, because he'll see that you're sad. He won't want you to be sad, but he'll know that you know, that we all go through them emotions, definitely. Oh, a cat. Ah, what was his cat called? Oh, Tomcat. Yeah. Oh, sending Vicky a lot of love anyway. And yeah, just go through it, go through it. There's nothing wrong with going through it. And I'm just looking around to see if there was anything else I wanted to. Nope, I don't think there was. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go because I need to blow my nose. I need to go and tidy up a little bit so I feel a bit, you know, when you, well, thank you, Rachel, has put PayPal in. Chat for a coffee donation. There is a super chat as well. But what was I going to say? Yeah, because sometimes when we're feeling poorly, when we get up the next day, feel a little bit better, do your hair and makeup, go and tidy up, then you feel a lot better because you're doing something. I think you feel worse when you're not. But like I said, I was drawing, and I was doing my artwork, because I was watching a few things, and then I got a bit of an headache with that, and I thought, no, I need to just sit quietly and draw. Thank you. And you know, bringing from in me to the outside. Like I said, I'll try and finish this off, and when I've finished it off, we'll have a check what it looks like when I've finished it off. But yeah, and like I said, where's the other one? I couldn't I couldn't celebrate Ostara like I wanted to because I just didn't get out to do the things because I was ill. So I did represent it in another picture that I've not coloured in yet, and I did represent it through this picture of, if you just came in before and you didn't see it, was the sun and the moon. Ostara is the time of, it's the time when the light and the dark is at the same amount. It's in balance. And then we've got obviously Ostara coming to spring and spring equinox, and these were the seeds and the bulbs that were planted and what we're bringing in for growth. And then I put the little, what are they, daffodils with faces, because everything's conscious anyway, we know this, but that represents little fae as well. And then butterflies for transformation, and this is like Gaia representing hair, water, earth, whatever. But that was a picture. I thought I'd celebrate it in a picture instead, because I couldn't actually get out and collect what I wanted to go and collect to do something with Finn, even though we can do this at another date. It doesn't really matter, or Easter. But basically I did it in a picture. So that was that. Big hugs and lots of love to my beautiful Yakutar fam. Have an awesome day. Yes, 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 yes. Have a good day, everyone. Much love and light. Yeah, and just the message out there again is, we're going from Ostara, the dark and the light being at the same point, being in the same time. So there's the same dark as the same light on this day, and it goes in a few days as well. And the southern hemisphere is different, but basically we're going into spring, so we're actually coming from the dark to the light. So if you get what I'm saying, there's a lot of things matching up that are going to come out in the outer world that are showing the dark in the light, because that's where we're going, and it represents so many different things within us as well. To the outside world, to the inner world, we are coming out of the darker times, going into light, and that also will be seen in the outer realms of what everyone's kicking off about, if you get what I'm saying. But just keep calm. The light is at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be lighter days, even though we're seeing quite a lot of shit, and you're seeing shit within yourself as well, and stuff's happening, and it's not. But as we go into these lighter times and the crossover, it's just going to become a lot easier with the lighter energies that are going to be about in people, because as we all know, as the sun comes in more and warmer days appear with flowers and colour, it makes everyone happier. So even with all the stuff going on, you're going to feel a lot more uplifted than you did within the darker seasons. So sort of look at it like that. We've got 20 and 20 in, so there's validation right there. So high astral, high vibrations to all Yakutar tribe, back to at you, wizard. Yes. Yeah, so see, you're all being great there, you're giving me energy as well, and you're all beautiful, helping each other in chat, and spreading that vibe that vibe in chat. So all have a great Sunday, and I'll see you soon. It might be tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it might just mean I'm still getting over this and I'm tired. But if I do manage it, I will come on tomorrow with whatever I'm waffling on about. Maybe I'll finish my picture and we'll have a chat then. If not, I'll just be resting up and listening to my body. But yeah, already healed. I will see you soon. So thanks for coming in. I'll see you soon. 20 and 21 there. And it moved as I said it. So much that we are able to see beautiful things. Yeah. And the more the light comes in, the more beautiful things that you're going to see. But remember, pick your own puzzle pieces, find your own puzzle pieces and put them into your own puzzle. Don't worry about everybody else's puzzle out there. They're doing theirs, quickly or not quickly, finding the puzzle pieces wherever. But you are here to do your puzzle piece. Spring is certainly bringing out some great chats. Yeah, so remember, your puzzle piece. Don't worry too much about everybody else's, and I will see you soon. Bye.